Wow. I might need to bless my own self. One thing about it, I wasn't gonna give up, man. It's more than one way to skin a cat. I'm from the old school. We don't give up. No. And hopefully, you know, we'll get the information out because it's a beautiful thing. And we all go through little struggles, but don't give up. That if I can make a yeah, I will make one on don't give up. See, that is the situation of the whole entire um, game that's being played. They put obstacles in front of you all the time, and you got to be wise enough to know that this has been in place in order for me to stumble. But guess what? If you don't give up, you'll get past that point. And that's what we got to do. Hey, it's like this is the part of the game, but what it do, it makes you tough. It makes you invincible. You got to realize that. And everybody that is of age, they don't experience it. But a lot of things will get in your way in order to improve you if you don't give up. If you don't give up and give in, then you will succeed no matter what it is. No matter what it is. No matter what it is. My voice will be heard as long as the internet is up. No matter what stumbling blocks get in my way. And it's not ignorance information, it's intelligent, wise information. And my voice, my appearance will be recognized for years to come. This is my gift to the offsprings that is beneath me. This is my contribution to the universe, to humanity. These words of wisdom that I share on this internet, this YouTube, this Facebook. Yeah. So, in order to stop the flow, sometimes things got to get in your way. And if they don't get in your way, you ain't got no friction. And without friction, you can't produce. You can't produce something so passionate that the whole world want to hear. You can't do it. You cannot do it. You got to have a resistance. You got to, especially with this type of knowledge that I give the world. You got to have a a mind of endurance. You got to endure, and I don't care what it is, but let it be your passion. Let it be what you want to do. I like doing this. Actually, I love doing this. So that's why it's a passion for me to be the best at it. You get me? So we got to keep going on. And it don't matter, it don't matter how uh, it come across. Don't long as somebody, that one person that need to hear this, that need to recognize what I'm saying. That's what all matters to me. And that's what matters to the universe. So we got to understand that uh, it's all kind of games going on that we ain't familiar with. you know. But see, I've been around the block a minute. And it's like I could do this if my sleep died, you know, because I love it. You know. And you know, we got to have this resistance though. You cannot, it's futile. You ain't gonna make it without the resistance. They know it. The more resist, the better it be for you. And people don't realize that. In this failed attempt, the first failed attempt to come on live, I was going on YouTube and Facebook at the same time, baby. At the same time. But it didn't work that way. And does it matter? It don't matter to me. It don't. You know, people will be like, man, it's not professional. Who cares? I don't care if it's professional. As long as somebody get the information that I'm trying to give them. See, that's the difference with content creators and people really have passion and love for people, love for the universe, love for themselves. They want the information out there. See, some people just get on here just to, you know, make money, and it's fine. Money's good in this place. We all need it to work it. But my thing is, I came on here to give a message to enlighten people that we think wrong. And this is one of the things, see, the stumbling block would have shut in the embarrassment, the ego, and all of that, it would have shut a lot of people down and they wouldn't have moved forward. You know, they would have just said, okay, that's it, man. I can't go online no more. No, not me. Why? Because this is very important. Not only to me, but to people around the world that will have the pleasure to listen to this information and to get a positive feedback. I mean, a positive uplifting from this. Okay. And so the thing is, we just have to take our time in some ventures. And sometimes we need help with stuff. Don't get me wrong. And one way, I'm gonna get better. But just know that I am gonna get better. And whatever obstacles come in my way, I shall conquer them. But we're gonna start with the lesson. We're gonna start with the mind. And in metaphysics, you know, we have to realize that the Bible, on this hand, was giving us the effect. And on the other hand, if you go past the effect into the causal, then you'll understand how the universe formed, how the universe is consistently blessing us daily with its presence. And that's what we call God. Because it is God of us, you know, and it's guiding us to be and to have and to do the things we need to do. And the only way that a lot of people will get in a right mind of infinite mind is they got to understand some basic principles. And the basic principles of this thing is this right here. Let me share the screen. See, I have growed in some areas, but not in all. Y'all keep bearing with me. Consciousness. I want to share this with y'all. See, now with consciousness, we got to understanding. We got to have an understanding that it's already in us. It's already in us. And consciousness is a strong knowing or awareness. And not only is it awareness, it's awareness that carry you into the infinite realm, the eternal realm, you know? And so we are still connected. We are still connected to it. The natural, the nature of this ideal upon which consciousness is formed give us character to it. And that's what it's telling you, that these things we call body, these things we call ideals, these things that we use as mind and things like that is because of the simple fact is this is a spiritual world. And what we don't realize that we are vibrating at such a low rate in this world that it's like that's what make the physical plane. Because if we was vibrating on a higher level like spirit or energy on this physical body, we wouldn't be able to see each other. So it slowed down, and that's what's happening. But the mindset that we need to have, let me go to the scripture right here. We got to have the same kind of mindset that Jesus had. And the reason why I say that is because stories of Jesus, it say Jesus answered, my kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight that I should not be delivered to the Jews? But now is my kingdom not from hence. And what he's saying, listen, I ain't from here. I know I ain't from here. You ain't gonna make me believe that I'm from here. See, what people don't realize about the Bible is one thing is Jesus was a rebel in the Bible. Jesus was not trying to get along with the people. He was trying to illustrate and walk the path that he was sent to walk. And the path that he was sent to walk was, I'm here temporal, and it don't matter what you say, it don't matter what you do. I know I'm not from here. I know who I am. I know the Father is with me. I know the angels in heaven is at my command. I know that I am in authority, even though you might not believe it. I know. See, that's what we got to get. That's what the point he was trying to show us and tell us, that we got to get to that point, and we can. But we want to not understand the goodness and read it as if he said he was gonna come and do something for it. We got to do it. We got to work our own salvation out. And that's what I be trying to explain to people, because it's like, it's fine and dandy what we go and spend time with one another in social events. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But here's what I'm telling you. Okay, that's what it was. And but we still have a practice we got to do. On the thumbnail, you seen the person meditating, and one was praying. These are the things that connect us to the universe. Them two things right there. Them two things connects us to everything. Because everything is invisible around you and so powerful that it keep all this visible stuff together. And it bring it out of the invisible world into this world. And that's what we have to understand, that we are blessed no matter what nobody else say in this world. We are blessed and highly favored. It might not look like it now. It might not feel like it now, but you are blessed beyond your wildest imagination, because we are a part of something so vast and so beautiful and so wonderful that it'll scare you when you open your eyes to it, because you ain't never seen nothing like it. And the trick that our senses play on us is we can't see beyond it, because our senses and our mind play the tricks of limitation. There's an infinite world around us, and we can't see it because our five senses is limited. When they say going through the veil, that is the veil itself, the five senses. That is the veil itself. See, old school knowledge, they understood. This book was written years ago, and they understood. Look what they said, what the universe is, the total of all that it is. This is what the universe is. Listen, total. And if we think on totalness, not just a portion, but we think highly on the universe and how beautiful and how wonderful it is, and how vast and infinite it is, we'll be expanding way beyond these limitations that we have in the finite. It was first expressed as an ideal in divine mind and later made manifest that it is. It became visible to the see, here you go, to the five senses by means of the creative power, the world. That is what limit us. These senses right here is a limitation to our divinity, to see it with our mind's eye. And that's why I deal with metaphysics, because we got to get out of the mindset of what someone told us, that we just this physical body. It's going to be a time where we need to know exactly what we are and where we came from. And that is the most powerful thing you can have, because then you will act and you will move and have your being in that proper way. And there's so many people are anxious to do that. And it's beautiful. That's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be trying to find our way back, but keep our integrity on the way back. See, no matter how bad it look, no matter how the situation is, our job is to keep our integrity and keep moving forward to that blissful place. And we can do it. We can overcome anything and everything, you know, and that's what we got to realize. But see, what people don't want to do is sit down and let the spirit do what it do, because we think we can change ourselves, but we cannot. We need divine intervention. I'm telling you. Listen, metaphysics means of the senses, meaning of the senses. Senses, how to develop by declaring our senses to be spiritual. We got to declare this to be spiritual. Our five senses got to become spiritual. And then by them becoming spiritual and by speaking the increasing word of the I am to every one of them, you got to talk to your body. You got to tell the body. You got to understand that the body is against what we call spirit. It's to every one of them, we multiply our capacity and gives them a sustaining vigor and vitality. Vigor and vitality. And what you saying there, DaVirgo, that mean if you got a vigor and you vibrating on a higher frequency and the vitality, the life force, now you can see past the veil. You can see into the other side. You can see in the other dimensions. And you can in the world that we can move and have a divine way, a divine life with spirit and goodness, with truth, oneness, power, the ultimate power. Because we just traveling through here. The trap is to keep you here. The game is to trick you, to make you feel like this is the only place for me. And the next step for me is heaven or hell. And that is the lie. That's the trick. And they've been having us blindfolded and unconscious to our true reality. To our true reality. And they will block you and try to stop you in any means necessary. So you got to be the same way. You ain't got to be talking foolish and ignorant to them. And they have no authority or power. The only thing, like Jesus said, you can kill the body, but you can't destroy the soul. And when you put yourself in that position, you stand strong on that. No matter what nobody else saying. They can play around and don't have the right information and scared to live. Fear is not of this universe. That's why they have dominion over us. Let me go somewhere. Let me show you this. Well, they ain't got dominion over me. I ain't. And a lot of people, this lady right here, I'm finna show y'all. Now, before I play it, I'm gonna say this. I'm not banging on her, and I'm not going against nothing what she's saying, because I'm down for what she's saying. I roll with it. That's metaphysics. That's understanding the reality in the universe. That's understanding the inner world and the outer world. That is what I really, really want to teach people. And I want to be the same way. Whatever I'm teaching, I want to live that too. But what I want everybody to understand, that this knowledge is been here and we missing it because we think it's ignorance, or we so blind and unconscious to our surroundings that when somebody talk this talk, it's crazy. That because it's gotta be just Jesus, gotta be just Muhammad. No, man, it's the universe and everything in it. It's a limit to Muhammad. It's a limit to Jesus. No, ain't no limit to the universe, eternity.
The rearing I got from my mother, words cannot express. I could live in any time. I could live in any country. I could live on any planet, and I would be fine.
What was the key? What did your mother know? What truth was coming through your mother that's going to come through you to your daughter?
My mother gave us aphorisms to learn as children. And the one that there are two that stand out foremost in my mind. One is the inner reality creates the outer form. I learned this when I was in grade school. I was very young.
Now, this woman learned this information when she was in grade school. She learned how to use her imagination at a young age, and it carried her through her life. Now, you imagine 8 million people with the same understanding. This world would have been a utopia because there wouldn't have been no separatism. Let me let you hear, though.
And the other is, the universe bears no ill to me. I bear no ill to it. I will not raise.
See, she understands the principles and knows how to walk in this universe. And this is one of the most successful Black women in the world when it comes to entertainment and stuff like that. And really and truly, I didn't know she had that divine wisdom like that. But I ran across that. And it's more. See, that's one thing I learned about the internet. You got to take the internet for the bitter and the sweet, because the sweetness is people like her that would tell us this kind of information. And then it's bitter when people get on and act so foolish. Let's move on. Let me give you another beautiful way. See, these things, it might be a repeat, but this is what people need.
If there is something wrong in the generations, which last 2 generations, which did not carry on the tradition, we have not taken the children to our knees and told them the truth. Darling, here's the way it is. You live in direct relation to the poets, the heroes, and the sheroes you have. Always honor the elders. Oh, then you honor yourself. Honor women. You honor yourself. Honor men. You honor yourself.
See, she's speaking on oneness right now. She's speaking on oneness, and this is the thing that they took from people. When you treat somebody, no matter who they are, with honor, you honoring yourself because you are one with everything in this universe. We might not look like everybody, but we are one with everybody, and we are divine in nature. And can't nobody take that away from us. And if you allow them to trick you out of your divinity, then you can wake up somewhere, because it's a lot of snares that we're going to come across, because the simple fact is the ignorance that they placed in our subconscious mind. Let's finish.
Watch your mouth. Watch what you say to another human being. Don't be so ready to be rude. You have to teach the children that. And yet each one of us is a teacher. There are small people who watch you as you walk down the street. They say, oh, I like the way she walks. Oh, I like the way he talks. Did you see him turn that corner? You see how he wears his hair? People are watching. Small people are watching, because they are all our children. The black ones, the white ones, the Asian, Spanish-speaking, Native American, Aleut, they are all our children. The children know.
And see, that's the thing where we fell off from. We fell off trying to tell the kids to honor one another, because really and truly, we didn't understand this knowledge of oneness. It was Jesus, and that's it. That's all they taught us in the pray, which is fine. I ain't got no problem with that, but it's more to the story. And once we understand there's more to the story, if you know better, you got to do better. And the thing is, when she speak on oneness, honoring someone outside of yourself is honoring you, then that way you can develop a heart of gold, just by being polite, just by being humble to people, just not being no fool, but being kind and recognizing respect. Mean to look twice. Mean to do it twice. Spect mean to see or look, like spectacles. So when you say respect, that means look twice at that person, because that same person you finna cuss out, that same person you finna shoot, is the same identical energy, life, power, love, spirit that you are. You just got a different body. And when we leave this body, it's going to accumulate back to the source where we came from. So the karma that you're going to pick up by treating people nasty and evil and envious and jealousies and all of these traps that side up in this physical dimension, it's like you got to shake these things off. It don't matter. Long as you live a comfortable, happy life, the universe is going to do it. Listen, people around the world is living. Ain't now one of them can stand out there and stop the sun. Can't nobody stop the moon. They say back in the day, people would pray and dance and make the rain come. But we ain't seen it in our time. You ain't finna move no pile of rocks we call a mountain. You ain't finna do that. So the thing that I'm trying to point out is, we are one in this divine hologram of life. This thing has been meant to enjoy and expand and experience. But in a expanding universe, it's gotta be some friction, the torus field. That's what we in. Let me go. Let me show you this other one. Then we're gonna go back in on some stuff. Yeah. This lady had wisdom right here.
It's very important. No matter how negative it is imperative that you learn the truth. Not necessarily the facts. I mean, that can come. But the facts can stand in front of the truth and almost obscure the truth. It is imperative that students learn the truth of our history. However sad, however mordant, however terrible, we must know it. The only way out of something is all the way through it. You must see it, read it, study it, and then you can pass through it. You see, it is imperative that young white men and women study the Black American history. It's imperative that Blacks and whites study the Asian American history. You should know that the Asians built these railroads, that they were brought here, as Maxine Home Kingston said, to Gold Mountain in the 1850s and 1840s. The truth.
See, that's what I'm saying. She is telling you that this life, this world is a melting pot of divine energy in different forms. We all need to understand each other. But guess what? We so clobbered by separatism and being distorted to be separate and to live separate from people, that is hurting the planet. It's hurting the divine universe. Everything is in this universe is built to have togetherness. Ain't nothing on this planet, I don't care what you can find, is designed to live by itself. Nothing. It's got to be two or more. That's the way it's designed by nature. But we so deluded in our minds with what they told us. Just like right now, you know, I think about how we look at certain things and how we look at certain events. Well, here's what we got to do. We got to change the way we think. We got to think on a more godly level than we thinking. All of us. It ain't just some people. All of us. All races must do this. You know, and that is one of the beautiful things. We can do it. Let me show you why we can. Let me show you exactly why we can. This is what people don't realize. Well, let me go down. Yeah. See, this is what people don't realize. It's right here in the words, but sometimes we just too busy to understand that it's right here for us to understand. Listen. Infinite, internal, eternal, limitless, also extremely great in numbers. That's what we are. You can't even count it that far. That's why in the biblical scripture, God told Abraham, you have children like the sand on the beach. And that's what we got to do, man. We got to understand the power of God within us eternally. And Once we understand, somebody said, oh, dance and rain dance, I done it. Yeah, you know, back in the day, they said we could do all that thing. But they took that wisdom away from us, that knowledge away from us. You know, and that's what we got to reach back to, that particular knowledge. And you know, it was led to me to tell y'all this too, that start buying more books, start a library in your house, because if this internet crash, which it is eventually, if this internet crash, you will have books. You can read books. If you got a candle, if you can just wait until the sun rises, if the sun rises and read, because you're going to need that. It's for all the young folks, everybody. Buy books, start buying books and read books and build your library and protect it with your life, because these are the things that bring things back to our memory, recall it up, because we gonna need it. We are gonna need it, and that's real. That's real talk. Let me get to this other one. The universe. Five senses. Oh, that was. But that's the divine way. We got to change our mind. We got to change our mind to think on a reality of goodness, of divine love, and just keep flowing that way, because we got to flow to that in order to be that. And that's just the way it is. And nobody can change the course. They can manipulate it and keep reality under their shoes, but they can't win. It's no win. You can't stop the universe, and you can't stop consciousness because you can't see it. You can't stop God because you can't see God. I'm gonna show you something. Let me see. Let me go here. As y'all read that, look, let me find this scripture. I'm gonna show you something. But it's like the whole thing is people don't realize how blessed and fortunate we is to experience this thing, and then people that is not truly aware of the truth, they suffering. See, if you understand, here's what stops suffering. That's why the scriptures say, cast all your cares on to the Lord. Well, if you cast all your cares and you just say, well, no, that don't concern me. That don't concern me. That light bill, it don't concern me. That water bill, it don't concern me. That trip to Paris, it don't concern me. All of these things, guess what gonna happen? You're gonna start living like a child, like a true child of God, the true child of the universe. Listen what it say. Unreal. Unreal. That which is temporal or transient, not based on truth. Evil is the perfect example of the unreal. The unreal. As soon as divine law is applied, the unreal evil has no existence. In truth, it is nothing. This is the kind of mind you got to develop. It's in you to recognize that this whole earth thing, evil thought, all these things that bring you down and hold you hostage is not even real. It's by the beliefs in your mind about it. You believe evil real, so it exists in your reality. You believe poverty is real, so it exists in your reality. You believe loneliness is real, so it exists in your reality. This is infinite thinking. Infinite thinking say there is no such thing as poverty. There is no such thing as unworthiness. There's no such thing as loneliness. There's no such thing as divine wrong or sin. These things don't exist. But by you believe them, you bring it into this reality, into your world, into your life. And that's what we got to change. The things that we believe is hurting us. If you believe evil, death, poverty, sickness, unworthiness, loneliness, bitterness, hatred, lying, stealing, all of these things exist, yeah, they're going to exist in your life. But if you say that these things don't exist because I am infinite being, I command the effect realm. I live in authority over the effect realm. This is the mindset we got to change to daily. And we got to pray and meditate. And we got to be on our P's and Q's about it. Because the reason why I'm telling you this is a lot of people are having mental breakdowns because if something already made and you trying to go into it, it's just like driving down the road and you say, well, I'm going to McDonald's. And you riding pretty fast and then you swoop into McDonald's and then you lose control and you run into the wall. Well, two matters cannot occupy the same space. So the point being is this: if you are spirit and you are trying to cause a effect in this realm, you can't do it by effect and effect. You got to do it by cause and effect. Two matters cannot occupy the same space. So the cause gotta be a spirit and the effect turns into a solid, but it's still spirit because it's just at a low vibration. The cause is vibrating like this and the spirit is vibrating like this. The cause going like this. Spirit just barely moving. That's how this whole realm is set up. So when we understand these kind of principles, we can sit down and meditate on them. Life get better and better as we get spiritual and more spiritual. Yeah. And that's what you got to realize, that we are the offsprings of the universe. We are. It's like, if you look at it, we like light poles all over the world. Just a bunch of light poles. And that electricity go through them poles and wires all over the world, connecting your city. And that's like every human being that is on that planet. We connected to the divine, and then we connected to one another. Spiritually. This planet is spirit, and it's governed by spirit, and it is governed by spiritual laws. But they don't want to teach you that. This lady, I call her Claire Huxtable. She knew from a young child how to operate in the universe. And look out how good her life was. Well, how we assume she had a good life. But I'm quite sure she did. Because with that teaching, that will humble you. And that will help you regulate how you operate in this realm of effect. And that is the most beautiful thing. When you can walk in oneness, knowing that all the energy, all the love and the power that's coming through you is coming from a divine source it is divine. So it don't matter. And that's what you got to realize. When you in this infinite water, you got to realize all of these things. Let me show you this again. The true reality is not temporal. The unreal is the only thing temporal. Only thing temporal. Everything down here is temporal. Your body, all these cars, these houses, that just for a moment. And we stressing. And that fight and flight energy is causing us to lose our spiritual balance. Because we think we got to do all of this and live this way and all this. It's fine and dandy. It's fine and dandy. But guess what? When the universe gives it to you, it's coming to you quickly, easily, and in peace. You ain't got to go crazy over it. Just like I hear and see so many of the brothers and sisters in Hollywood and the movies, they be saying like, oh, I ain't gonna sell my soul, and they tried to buy my soul and all of this right here. See, when the world gives you something, it's something behind it. But guess what? When you get it from divine source, it's for your good. And you ain't got to worry about it. You at peace with it. And you ain't got to keep doing over and over and over and just killing yourself. And not even taking time to develop your spiritual realm, your spiritual awareness, your spiritual consciousness. That's what they don't know about Jesus. That's what Jesus want to tell them. Everybody else, now don't get me wrong, I listen to the stories and I don't read the stories and I do read them. But here's what I'm telling you. You missed the point on what Jesus was telling you. Abraham said it, I'm just a pilgrim passing through here, man. This ain't my home. I ain't from here. I ain't finna claim this set. I ain't finna claim this set. Yeah. I ain't finna claim it. And you got people claiming all kind of sets. I ain't finna claim it. No, I know I'm spirit. And you got to know that. That what it's saying, is telling us. All these books is every religion, every religion you could talk about is telling you the same thing. You ain't from here. So then you got to get that kind of information and change your mind with it. If you ain't from here, why you stressing? Why you going through all these things if you ain't from here? Well, you were sent here. Then the sender is going to provide for you to be him. They don't brainwashed us and gave us all these bad habits and telling us, do this, do that, run here, get this, go here, buy this, sell this, do all. Man, that wasn't the design from the universe. It was already abundant in you to manifest these things when it was time and needed for the cause. And people don't want to hear this because they think they got to give up wealth. Well, no, it's a different kind of wealth that you're going to get. The spiritual wealth is more prevalent for here and the afterlife. You more safe than what they tell us. We got to live, man. God knows that. The universe provided for that. Listen, Jesus answered, my kingdom is not of this world. Not of this world. Telling you straight up, I ain't from this world. I'm an alien. I'm an alien to this world. If my kingdom were of this world, the people that surround me wouldn't even be trying to fight. And then here's the kicker. Look what Pilate said. Therefore said unto him, art thou a king? When Jesus answered, thou sayest that I am a king. To this end was I born, and for this cause came I into the world. Jesus saying, listen, I was born to die this physical death, that I should bear witness unto the truth, that I ain't from this world, and you ain't neither. Everyone that is of the truth hears my voice. We one. Ain't no separate. I don't care what they try to do, that, you know, brown man, red man, white man, black man, whatever you want to call men, whatever nationality or color they want to go by, you still got life force in you, and life run rapid in all of us. Because if not, we won't be able to live here. And then we won't have no sustainer. We won't have no supply. And that's what we got to keep in mind. We got to keep our mind on the infinite things, the infinite things, not this finite stuff, because that is what is entrapping us into this realm of existence, when we supposed to just be observing, having a nice time, and learning our lesson and getting some of this karma off of us and just moving on, and just, but as long as you hold on to it, you're gonna hold on to karma. And then on another note, all your attention and energy is fueling this ignorant realm of effect, because you creators. The creator come right through you, creating whatever you see in front of you. And some of the stuff you see behind you. Nah, all things come from one source. So the beauty of it is, We just got to build our mind and understand what's infinite and what's finite. And if we can separate them two and cling to that which is infinite and pray and meditate, we can get better as a spirit. And then the inner world will start changing. And then we can change the outer world into the kingdom of greatness, of love, of beauty, excellent. And see people for who they are. Love. I'm going to say this. And if you don't hear nothing else I said, I want you to just contemplate and think about this. Majority. I'm going to say majority. I'm going to say 90 to 95% of people was born out of love. They was born out of love. I want you to think about this now, what I'm telling you. When the mother and father met each other, I'm going to say 95%, majority of them was in love. They was loving each other. We want each other. It was so loving, until they did what they had to do. And when they did what they had to do, that loving and feeling and all of that desire and passion and love was generating the torus field. They open up a portal, because portals open by friction. Because when you rub something together, it's electric magnetic field that opens. And when that opens, the universe sent the seed of the soul into that union. It was out of love. Majority of us, of all of us, 95%, was made. And it was love that came into us. Every one of us created a trinity. Mama, daddy, and you made the trinity. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. The Holy Spirit. We made a trinity. It was love that brought us here. And it's love that's going to take care of us. It's love that's going to keep us. It ain't, this universe is to build you up out of love, not to hate you. It's to teach you the rod and the staff. So whatever we go through, hold your head up and endure to the end and just love. And everything going to be all right. But I want you to think about that little situation I said. Everything in this planet, every human came in this planet out of love. Mama and daddy loved each other. At that time, they might got a divorce after that, but at that time of conception, it was love making and love came in. And a child was conceived out of love. And out of love, we're going to get killed. We might have to go through some more stuff, and we will, because life going to keep going on. But love is the way. Keep a loving in your heart and be strong. Don't be no fool now. We ain't going to have you ignorant. Don't be no fool. But love. Love. And respect and honor. That being said, know thyself, love thyself, and be true to thyself. Peace. One love.